When most people think of investing, they think of equities, but bonds are also very important. Many investors find bonds confusing, but they're actually quite simple.
The bond is an IOU. It's saying that I'm going to lend you this cash today and to a company or a government, and in X number of years' time, they're going to give you that back. And in the interim, they're going to pay you a series of cash flows. And the reason it's called fixed income is because typically those cash flows are fixed. They're called coupons.
So you lend them money, they typically pay you interest along the way, and they give you your money back at the end. But not all IOUs are equal. There are two factors that determine how much of a return you should expect.
There are two major things that we would probably look at which would help us understand what drives returns, and that is the credit, i.e. what's the credit worthiness of the borrower that you're lending to, and how long are you going to lend for, so term. So those two components are key drivers of outcomes in fixed interest.
So credit and term. How safe is the borrower and how long are you lending for? Here's how credit works.
And so if we say we've got a 10-year bond to the UK government, at that point we lend to the government, there's £100. Every year they're going to pay me £5 every year and give them £100 back at the end. Great. Well, then we consider another company, I say a riskier borrower at that point. Would we feel comfortable in exactly the same situation where we're going to get £5 back every year for the next 10 years? Or would we probably want a bit more compensation? And the reality is that we'd want a bit more compensation, and that's the credit premium.
That makes sense. Lend to riskier borrowers, demand more compensation. But here's where investors go wrong. They see higher yields and assume it's a good deal. It often isn't.
The ones that are issued by the company on the brink of bankruptcy are going to behave very much like equities. Very, very volatile, very undesirable, very unlikely to receive the fixed income that we were promised and the cash back at the end, and vice versa for the one issued by the government. Understanding those characteristics is really crucial.
That's the trap. Chase yield too far and you're holding equity-like volatility, not bond-like safety. So what are bonds actually for in an evidence-based portfolio? They're primarily there to dampen risk, not generate exciting returns. Equities do the heavy lifting for growth, bonds are the shock absorbers. The credit premium and term premium can improve returns, but the difference they make is modest. Bonds are there to help you stay invested when markets get choppy.